Right, so we're going to go from wasps to robins next, because we're bringing in Verwood, and new management in at Verwood Town. Hopefully he's just connecting up to his.
Verwood are the Potters.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, my mistake. I was getting mixed up with the game I was at the week before. Apologies. Sorry about that, Carl. I've given you the wrong nickname.
Good afternoon, Carl. I didn't catch that.
Not you personally.
No, I'll take a demerit on that one, Cliff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to make notes before we come on air, and I don't like it when I get caught out live on air. Good afternoon, Carl. Thanks very much. Could I say, between me and you, it's been a little bit of a journey over the last couple of weeks to get you on the radio show here, which we're really grateful for. I didn't want to come and talk to you on Tuesday night after watching your game at 𝗍𝗶𝗃𝗄, but you'll talk about it probably during this half hour. But thanks very much for coming on, and it's always good that we're getting new people on, and you've taken on the new role as manager at Verwood Town.
Yeah, so came in about 6-7 games ago now. Been working hard with the players, trying to get them to play a different style of football. And yeah, just cracking on really. Performances have been up and down. We've played really well in some parts. Some parts we haven't been as good as we could be. But yeah, I think we're making progress, and every game we seem to be making progress. So yeah.
Yesterday, Carl, it was a game with 𝗲𝗏𝗏. All the excitement seems to be in the first half. That's where all the goals were. It finished 2-2. What was your take on the 90 minutes?
Yeah, well, we had 6 regular first teamers out yesterday, and I thought we did really well in the first half. We controlled most of the possession and most of the football in the first half. We're the better side, really. We took the lead. And then seemed to concede straight after, and then it happened again. It was a bit like deja vu, but they almost had like half chances, but the finishes from their striker were class. So yeah, we can't really argue about that. But now, yeah, we were really good in the first half, deserved to be winning at half time, but we weren't. And then the second half was scrappy. Really scrappy game. They were probably the better side in the second half, I've got to say. And yeah, it ended up basically, I thought it was a fair result, 2-2. So yeah.
Did either club have a good chance to win it late on?
Oh, they went through 1-on-1 with our keeper in the last kick of the game. And fair play to Toby, who pulled off a magnificent save at his near post. So yeah, he basically earned us the point with that save, because that was a clear-cut chance to win it. But yeah, we also had chances in the second half. We probably should have scored as well. So yeah.
And they took the opportunity, obviously, to come along and see you on Tuesday night, because I spoke to Lee and some of the other management from 𝗲𝗏𝗏 there. There weren't one or two of them there, mate. It looked like it could have been all the 𝗲𝗏𝗏 team at the game watching the match. There was quite a number of them there, but right. I felt you were undone by a poor decision, because it was 0-0 at the time. We're talking. I thought it was a harsh penalty as an ex-referee, but I thought the tackle was very clean. It was in front of us. I
don't really know what the referee was expecting him to do in that situation. Like, he's got to try and block the shot.
Exactly.
So I thought it was a daft decision, really, and that cost us the game. But again, to be fair, to credit to 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏, I thought they played well in that second half. They were moving the ball quickly. And we competed for 60-65 minutes, and then they seemed to have a little bit more about them on that Tuesday night. So I think the 3 points did deserve to go to them, in all honesty. But yeah, that penalty certainly didn't help us at all, and the red card as well.
Yeah, all at the same time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so that basically took the wind out of our sails completely, and it killed the game for us, really. Because at 0-0 or 1-0, we can get back in the game, but then having a player sent off and it goes 2-0, it kills you, really. So
I had so many people questioning me, Cliff, about the decision. I had loads of people around me, Greg, you're a referee. Is the referee got it right? And I'm like, you got to look where the referee is. And I was by the corner flag on that side of the pitch. Obviously, you're looking down from the halfway line. But for me, the referee was behind everybody else in play. And, you know, I don't really think he saw what went on, to be honest.
I think he probably got... the player who was in the contact with our player made a really loud noise, and I think he got by that. That was my view of it, because there's no way that should have been a penalty. But yeah.
And that was your only away game in the last 4, but those 3 games at home, unbeaten from those. There was a 4-4 with 𝗏𝗃, which sounds a cracker. We've just had 𝗏𝗃 on before you came on, and then you beat 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃 2-0, and you had the draw yesterday. So, you know, maybe the 𝗍𝗏𝗴𝗂 result aside, things are picking up. Yeah,
so my message to the team is that we will go and play football against every team we play against, and we'll go and try and score goals. We struggled to find the net when I first came in, but we seem to be scoring goals now, which is good. We were very unlucky against 𝗏𝗃. We were 4-2 up with like 10 minutes to go. They scored from a penalty in the last minute to draw 4-4. And yeah, like my message to the players is that when we play at Potton Park, it's our home ground, and we're gonna be up for it against anybody we play. So yeah, it's really positive that we've managed to get points on the board and not be defeated in our last 3 home games. But yeah, we're going away to Frimley Green this weekend, and then we're at home to 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏 Victoria next Tuesday night in the Wessex League Cup. So yeah, we've done well at home. It's been good.
But those are 2 pretty tricky games coming up, aren't they? On paper.
Yeah, so it'd be good for us, because then we've got teams that we will look to beat after that, and certainly compete against. So nothing will change in the way we set up against Frimley and 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏. We'll be playing them and really using it as like a real tester for us to really get our intensity up and our levels up, ready for the games that will come after that. Because yeah, there's some points to be won at the end of this month. Anyone who's watching on Facebook will see Carl's in his full kit. It looks like the Verwood Town strip. Just said. For those of us that don't know, what's your sort of journey as a player and a coach to get in the manager's job at Potton Park? So I loved football as a kid. Never really fulfilled my potential as a player. Played a year at university and then kind of fell out of playing, really. And then like came back, was like with Verwood Town a little bit, and then I went to America and fell in love with coaching football. I spent a year and a half out there, and then came back. Did 2 or 3 seasons with the Verwood Town under-18s, won the Hampshire Cup and the Dorset League with them, and then took them up to be the Verwood Town development side, and then went for interview at AFC Bournemouth, got a coaching job there with the academy, did that for a year and a bit, and then had a little break, and then got involved with Christchurch last year, and then Verwood, really. So yeah, like I've been coaching for like 15, 20 years, managing different sides. So I feel like I've earned my stripes to be where I am. yeah, and done coaching badges up to 𝗍𝗶𝗶 and whatnot. So yeah, but really working with the academy coaches at Bournemouth was a real educational sort of learning curve for me in regards to like intensity of sessions and how the game can be played at a higher level, really, because you see it all when you're preparing players for the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. That's terrific. In terms of being a manager for the first time of a first team, is it just the same as, you know, coaching and managing at other levels, or did you have to sort of change your approach at all when you're sort of manager of the first team?
I've always been quite full on and intense with my teams. Like I try and drive it, and that's never really changed. And I haven't really changed since I've come in as the manager of a first team. So there's probably been little bits that I've changed here and there, but for the majority of like the way I do things, I haven't changed that much, really. I've always been a manager that likes to drive it from the sidelines and really have the team playing intense and moving the ball quickly and things like that. So yeah, I don't think it has changed that much, to be fair.
And have you learned stuff from your time at Bournemouth that you've taken forward?
Oh yeah, definitely. So like a lot of my principles on how we play is based on what I learnt there. And yeah, like the delivery of the coaching sessions and how sessions should be run, that's mainly been taken from there, because I was obviously like assisting and running sessions with some of the best coaches in this area. So yeah, I've taken loads from that. It was a really good year for me, that was. It's just quite intense doing it 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes both days at the weekend when you're also working full time. So yeah, but no, definitely it was a massive influence for me, that was. As
a club, Carl, Verwood Town, I have to say, probably one of the most prominent clubs on social media. They're always highlighting what the club's all about. Yesterday was a bit of a unique game, though, wasn't it? Because you had 2 people playing that me and Cliff know quite well. And you had father and son playing. What brought that about?
Yeah, so thanks for recognising our social media team. Stuart and Sam and Ryan and that do a fantastic job, and I really feel that it's really positive promotion for the club. So yeah, thanks for recognising that. So one of our players was due to leave. He was meant to leave after the 𝗲𝗹𝗶𝗁 game yesterday. So I'd initially planned for him to play. Last minute, said he was going to go and play for another club. So obviously George is one of my current players. I was speaking to him, and yeah, we got Stephen in, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 in last minute. And obviously he's a very good established player, still very fit for his age, and he was really good yesterday. You could tell that what a player he would have been back in the day. So that's how that unfolded. My other centre half was also at a wedding, so it was right. We need to get a centre back in. Who can we get? And that's how it transpired, really.
Yeah, I've refereed him a few times, and he's enjoyed a referee, but a legend down in Dorset, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I've sat alongside him a couple of times last season, commentated, helping me out on the BBC watching Poole Town. And the first time I only got him because Wimborne Reserves game was postponed, so he actually could come and help me. And the second time he said he'd retired, so he's got his boots on again. And just looking through the match report, said Carl, it's, he didn't just make up the numbers. It looks like saying here he produced a vital goal line clearance. And,
yeah, he did. Yeah, he bicycle kicked it off our goal line at one point.
Wow.
If you've got that amount of experience and like the way you read the game and like it was a no-brainer really. Considering we've got such a young side as well, to get that experience in was helpful for yesterday. So yeah.
To be honest, Carl, that's what I noticed on Tuesday night was how youthful your side was. You've got your leaders there, no doubt about it, and it's good to see that you've got young leaders there. So you look like you're getting a really, really good squad together there to sort of help with your new tenureship as being the manager.
Yeah, so I think with the formation of the under-23s and Verwood's really strong youth setup, our squad is young, but I almost feel that like if we can get things going in this season, the next season will be really good side. I think we probably need one or two more to come in, give us that little bit more experience across the pitch, and then after that I think we'll be good next year. So the ambition is to get these players used to the physicality of the league, and then next year really be a team that no one wants to play.
Just looking at the stats, and I know you weren't the manager for most of the games, but have goals been something that you sort of need more of or struggled to find? It seems that you haven't scored as many as some of the other teams.
Yeah, I think we did struggle for goals, particularly at the start of the season, and then we're starting to score goals now. And then I think with that confidence, and we'll start scoring more. So yeah, it has been a little bit of a concern, but I'm not so worried moving forward. I've possibly got someone coming in this week as well who will add to our striking options. So yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get more goals moving forward.
And looking at those defeats that the club's had throughout the season, some of those defeats, Carl, have only been by the odd goal, haven't they? So that's got to be frustrating as well that you couldn't get at least a point out of those games. Yeah,
and it's like we've had a lot of draws as well. So going back to the Cove game, like if we win that, which we probably should have done, it's another 2 points on the board, and score 4 goals, but then also concede 4 is it's been tricky at times, but we'll get there.
Clearly coming in to a side that are in a loaded position, the only way is up, isn't it? And you seem to have in the last few games be turning it around there. It must be satisfying if you can improve them.
Yeah, I think we've already improved. I think like some of our build-up play and the way we keep the ball and move the ball and is far better. And yeah, like you say, it's quite easy to come in and make improvements when you're not doing so well. So it suits me really, because I know that I can have a big influence on the players and get them playing a certain way and get us winning some games as well. So yeah, there will be a particular philosophy we follow, and we won't often like divert from that, even though we did kind of yesterday, because of given the situation with the players. And yeah, it's going to be good seeing them improve and starting to get some more wins and some more results and some goals.
Is it important to sort of have a philosophy and try and get everyone in the first team or the club even sort of play in a certain way?
Yeah, so my assistant Alex is also the under-23 manager at the club, and I think that really helps because we both want to see the game played in a very, very similar way. And if you're repeating the same messages and won't divert from the messages you're giving the players, it's consistency with what you want. So they get used to it and it gets embedded, and like it's going to take time. I don't expect us to totally get it straight away, but over time, I really feel that the consistency and the progression will be clear.
And it's important that message is the same for both sets of squads, really, Carl, isn't it? Because it makes that transition from the development football into first team football that much easier for them to understand, really, because you're both got the same philosophy of where you want to drive the football club. Yeah,
and I honestly believe that Verwood is one of the best clubs in this area for young, good players to come and be a part of, because we're playing football the right way. The seniors, the first team squad is very closely linked with the under 23s, and yeah, like you say, it's so important for us to work in a similar fashion, because then when they do make the step up, like we had 4 or 5 under 18s in the side yesterday.
It's all right, yeah.
They know what to expect, really, and what the shape's going to be, and how to play the game.
I haven't been to Potton Park before. It's, how would you sort of describe the pitch and the clubhouse?
Unique, I would say. It's unique because, again, Cliff, it's one of these places that you'll probably back me up on this, Carl. If you don't actually know where it is signposted from the road, but when you come off of the main road, it just seems a little bit of an eternity to get to it, because Potton Park is a really, really big place, Carl, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely place as well, like with all the big pitches and the park, and it's real family friendly. Like our pitches, like people bring their dogs to watch the games, and there's a little cafe there, and the changing rooms, and we've got a nice pitch, two stands, coffee hut, standard Wessex League, really. We do train on the pitch, so the surface is never going to be the best. We also use the 3G at Potton as well. But we do train on the pitch as well, because I think it's important that the players do get used to playing on where they're going to be playing their games, and training where they're going to be playing. So yeah, the surface isn't the best, but it's not that bad. I would say that where we were on Tuesday night was a lot worse.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but to be fair, in Romsey's defence, I did say Tuesday night is the best I've seen Romsey in many, many years.
Cool. That's when passing the football you can get done by the pitch. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 I know you haven't played Ringwood yet, home or away. Is that sort of the club's big derby? Is that sort of the game people in the club look out for?
Yeah. Well, it certainly. Yeah, it certainly is. It's a game that I really look forward to, because I'm a Ringwood boy, really. I've lived in Ringwood for most of my life, so I understand like the rivalry and the history of the game. So yeah, I'll be really buzzing for that one, and I think our players will be as well. So yeah, that is the big one for us, really. But then also, New Milton's a bit of a clash as well, so a derby, so we'll look forward to that one as well.
And with all that in mind, Carl, you've got a really, really sort of young setup within your squad. Is the catchment pool for players, is that very, very difficult in the area?
It's another reason why I feel that the 23s is vital.
Yeah.
Given where Verwood is as a town and its location, but then it is out the way, but then it's also not got many clubs around it, bar Ringwood. Like the next club around the area is Wimborne, which is obviously Southern Prem. So I do feel that there is players in the area that can come across to Verwood. And as we build the club and get it more recognised and on social media, I'm hoping that will have a positive influence on who we can attract. And yeah, I honestly believe that it's a fantastic club to come and play for.
Do you think the under-23 football is the right pathway to bring players into the Wessex League as well?
I believe it is. I think it's very hard for a club the size of Verwood to run 2 Saturday teams. So the midweek league makes a lot more sense logically, but obviously some Saturday football is where they need to possibly gain more experience. So like having players dual signed so they can play on Saturdays with other clubs and 23s and then drop into our first team when we need it is probably the direction that we need to really go in. But that 23s midweek league gets better every year, in my opinion. And yeah, I think it does expose players to a more physical, quicker game. But yeah, people have their opinions on it. I understand that some people feel that Saturday football is the way forward, but in terms of like logistics and getting 2 teams out on a Saturday, that can also be a massive nightmare. So I do feel that the Wednesday midweek league is the way forward for growing those players.
Next, 2 more fixtures at Potton Park for the first team in November. So there's on next Tuesday, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 19th, at home to 𝗥𝗱𝗶𝗁𝗏 in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. And then the following Saturday, which is the 23rd, at home to 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏 Aldermaston. So thank you for coming on the show, Carl. And some really tough games coming up with Frimley away and then 𝗥𝗱𝗏𝗏 at home. But then, as you say, after then, lots and lots of games against teams around you where you may have a better chance to get some points on the board. But it's been really good to talk to you today, and thank you for coming on to tell us about Verwood Town.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for the invite.
I hope it wasn't too tough, Carl, because you sent me a message today asking how we were going to grill you. So I hope it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad, actually. I was a bit like, what are they going to ask me? But it's been good, so thank you for having me on. No, you're more than welcome to come back on again. And, obviously we've got the Velocity Wessex League Cup coming up soon. You could spring a surprise there, and you could be back on in a few weeks' time, no doubt. If just keep me posted. I'm happy to come back on in whenever, really. So yeah.
Well, we've got you on recording for that now. So you're done on that one.
It might take a few Sundays to tie me down, but yeah.
Thanks very much, Carl. Thank you for giving up the time and giving us a really, really good update on what's going on at Potton Park. It's really good. Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Cliff.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Lovely ground for you to get down to, Cliff. You need to try and get down there. It's unique, like you said. It's in a park, and while the game's going on, there's people wandering around the outside of the ground. It's quite a unique place to go to. It's very enjoyable, to be honest. Even under floodlights, midweek, it's quite enjoyable. The only thing midweek is when you park in the car park, you got to be a little bit mindful of where you're going to walk, because if you go over to where the clubhouse is to get refreshments, there's I would imagine it used to be a stream, I think, and so there's a great big sort of little valley. A great big valley runs down the park, and there's little footbridges to go over. So you got to make sure you actually find them and not the valley. But it's a really, really good place. You
don't need your wellies, though.
Yeah. But it's great, and I know the vloggers have been down there, and again they've highlighted the club, which is really, really good, and again it's nice that the clubs are praising Matt and Craig as well, for the work they do as well. I was with Craig on Tuesday night at 𝗥𝗱𝗶𝗁𝗏, someone suggested that we were in competition with one another, and I said, no. I said, at the end of the day, we're all doing the same job. You know, we're just trying to highlight what is the beauty of non-league football.